Hello friends, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I am here to share with you some goodies that I picked up at VIPcrossstitch.com. I am in collaboration with them where they asked me to choose some of their products to try out and to review, so I did that, and I already did an unboxing video, and I also showed you in my flip through of the journal that I had covered with the vintage sheet, the flowery one that I did a video not too long ago on, that I had bound that with the embroidery floss, which I got in this very colorful and beautiful assorted package. So in case you didn't see either of those videos, I had picked up this beautiful package of a variety of colors of embroidery floss, all of this. So I didn't have much, very much embroidery floss before that, so now I have quite a stash, and I used a rosy pink one to bind that journal, and I also use a button or two to decorate that journal, and these are the buttons that I had picked up. I already put them away in this. This is my colorful button jar. So I had some hearts in here already, some little heart buttons, but these are the buttons I picked up from VIP Cross Stitch. I think they're really beautiful, and I love the little colors and patterns on them, and they're going to be so fun to use in my journals and my embellishments. So those two things I've already shown you, and I've shown you everything else in the unboxing, but I wanted to demonstrate this little, it's a little, I think it's called a sewing needle threader on the website, and I'll have all the links and a coupon linked below for a discount on your purchase if you choose to go and purchase something from VIPcrossstitch.com. But this little, they have several different kinds, but I picked this one because I think it said, like I said, sewing needle threader, and or sewing machine needle threader, something like that. And I have a sewing machine which I explained in my unboxing video, where it doesn't have an automatic needle threader. So I got this to help me because sometimes it's a little hard to, I'm used to my other sewing machine that has an automatic needle threader, and so when I try to use that one, it's a little hard because I'm so used to the automatic. So this kind of reminds me of the automatic, although it's not automatic. And so I want to show you this, and I want you to pretend like this is a sewing machine needle. So it would be like this, where your eye would be down where your needle's going into your fabric, right? But you can also use it to thread a regular needle. So it has a little, let me show you, it has two like prongs here, and so it kind of naturally goes into the eye of the needle if you take your eye of your needle. This is not a terribly big eye, but I didn't want to make it too easy on myself, so I wanted to show you that it really works in a needle even with a smaller eye. So you take it, and the two little like prongs here, you put on either side of your eye of your needle, and the little metal prong that is here kind of automatically goes through the eye of the needle, which it just did. It's so small, I'm sure you're not going to be able to see it, but let me try. So there's a little wire right there on top of this green, the two green notches that's on top, a little wire, and the little wire has like a little hook on it, kind of like the automatic threader on my brother's sewing machine. I know it has some kind of a little hook that catches the thread and pulls it through the needle, right? So that's what this does too. And I already tried it. It works on my sewing machine, but this is just a needle, so I can show you better, hopefully better, just with the needle. But say this is my thread from my sewing machine that I am threading through my sewing machine needle, or any needle. I kind of put it on here, and I can see the hook on the end of that little wire. So I'm going to catch the thread on the end of that hook. Say I'm threading my, and I'm going to pull it tight so it stays on that little hook, and then I'm just going to pull it through the eye, like I pull it off or through. And so then, as you can see, it went right through the needle first try, which I imagined it would go all haywire on video, as things usually do, but it didn't. Thank goodness. But no, I tried it before the video. I practiced when I first got this to learn how to use it. Then I, practiced again before the video. And there you go. Now I just did it again, and it went right through there. So that what you get is a little package like this of 5 of these little needle threaders. So I think I'm going to really like these, and I think I just done it with thread. I'm trying to think if I did it with my embroidery floss. I'm not sure, I don't remember now, but I will try it with other threads, like thicker threads too. And the problem is with this one, I had several of these kind, that you have seen, I'm sure. They're pretty cheap, and you can get a package of several at Walmart or wherever. But the problem is, if you pull too hard on your thread when you're threading whatever needle you're threading, this little part right here, this metal part that you put your thread through, just kind of pulls right off. And I've broken several of them in the last couple of months, like at least 3. And this might be my only one left, so I was like, I really need to get some needle threaders. And when I saw these, I thought I'd try them out. So that is one thing. The third thing I wanted to show you. And then I got these that I showed you in my unboxing. They're like these little bobbins that you can use for thread or embroidery floss. I think they're mostly, I've seen them at, you can buy them with they already have embroidery floss on them. They have a hole here, and they have 2 little notches here. I didn't look up a video how to properly use this because I wanted to figure out how to use it myself. And I figured if I looked at, I might still look it up and see what the professionals say. But what I did was I had used this pink right here, this embroidery floss, on to bind my journal. This is the one I was talking about. And it was all loose and kind of getting ready to get tangled up, so I went ahead and put it on here. So what I did was I found the end of it, and I began and put one, say the end here, and then went over here, and then I started spinning around, and I spun around the whole thing here until I got to the end, and then I threaded it right here, the end that I'm going to say you start with, that I would start with when I go to use this again. I would do this and undo it, however, whatever length I need. So I think those are going to be coming in really handy to help keep my, embroidery floss or whatever I want to put on here organized and not kind of just going everywhere. I do have a system now for other things that won't fit on here, like I use little rubber bands or hair bands or whatever, so those do come in really handy. But these will also be an additional little something I can use to help keep things organized. So I experimented with those too, and I experimented with some eyelash trim. Pretty funny actually, because they're so fuzzy. But this is 3 yards, so as you can see, after 3 yards it kind of disappeared, because this is what I've been selling in my shop, is 3 yards of embroidery floss on a bobbin, on a scrapbook cardstock bobbin that I make myself. And I just wanted to see how it would fit on one of these. So you can see it does fit, but it quite takes it over, and you can't hardly see the bobbin under there. And then I tried it with 1 yard, which is only takes it over because of all the eyelashes sticking out, but you can see the bobbin under there, and you can see even the start point right here where you could pull it up and start unwinding it. But that is 1 yard. Actually, it's a few inches more than 1 yard, but that's 1 yard. So 3 yards and 1 yard. And then I've been tearing some white muslin that I have into strips, and it's just I haven't cut the strips or anything. I just cut them. I just tore it into strips as the like in the width that it was, or whatever the length it was. And so this is about a 3 yard. This was about 3 yards too of a strip, about a 1 inch strip, I would say, of white muslin, and I wanted to see how it would fit around here. And so I just put it on here, started winding, and I ended it with a little piece of tape there. But even that I think is pretty cool if I wanted to store some strips of my white torn muslin like that, or even if I wanted to sell it in my shop, I could say, you know, here you go, whatever, 3 yards, 2 yards, whatever it is, and you get it on this little embroidery spool. And so that can be put right into a drawer or a little, you know, organizer, like the, you know, ones with the little lids that you get from Dollar Tree, or that you maybe previously had embroidery floss in, little plastic containers, and it doesn't take up hardly any room, but you can have a variety of these little strips ready to go for whatever you use them for. I use them for wrapping around sometimes my orders, or I use them for a journal closure, you know what I mean? So you can have these strips of fabric all ready to go in your fabric in your craft room, and very organized and kept nice and neat, and you know, they're not getting all wrinkled and crushed and whatever when they're in storage. So I really enjoyed experimenting with these, and I think I'm going to really enjoy using them, all 4 of the products that I got. And I will have all the product links, like I said, below in my description box, as well as my coupon code. So if you haven't checked it out already, I'll have the website link also down below, vipcrossstitch.com. Just check them out because they have hundreds of items, and you might think, oh, cross stitch, I don't need any cross stitch stuff, but just go take a peek, because you'll be surprised to find that they have lots of crafting supplies that you might use in your junk journals, not just that you would use for cross stitch, because that's why I picked these up. You know, I don't really cross stitch. I mean, I know how to cross stitch, and I have cross stitched, but that's not my thing right now. So I just got things I could use in my craft room and in my crafting. So, you know, these things are going to come in really handy. Really appreciate them letting me try these things out, and I hope we can further collaborate. So I will see you in my next video. I hope you enjoyed my demonstration today, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.